Okay? If you don't go back to teach, then it will mean you are no longer interested in the job. And you'll have dismissed yourself. Yes, you'll have dismissed yourself, and then action will be taken to fill your gap. I am saying go back to work immediately. I'm appealing to you. Go back to, today is Thursday. Go back tomorrow, Friday. If you're up country, at least when you hear this, make sure you go to your station on Monday. And we wait for the next 2-3 days. If you don't appear, you'll be considered a wall. A wall means away without official what? Leave. And nature abhors a vacuum. Something will be done to fill that vacuum that you've left. But please, for all purposes really, when everything is said and done, and commitments have been made, do you still doubt the sincerity and the commitment of government towards enhancement? Do you? Why don't you go back? Already we have started. We have even talked to finance. 1.4 trillion has been worked out. It's going to be put in the next budget to pay to meet that condition. Plus, of course, other non-salary inducements which have been promised by government. Then what more? And we have already started, by the way. The budget consultation started last week. They are going on all over. And we actually engaged some of the teachers who are patriotic and broad-minded, and they are concerned about the welfare of their colleagues and the rest of them and their duty. And we came up with a figure that for us to effect this in the next financial year, we need 1.4 trillion shillings. We have already shared this with finance. Yes, and we are continuing with discussion. Fortunately, also in this case, the National Planning Authority has come out also forcefully and boldly to say we can no longer ignore the issue of salary enhancement for not only the teachers, but the public servants as a whole. Because there is nothing better than paying a good salary in boosting the morale of the workers. So we have that support. It is theoretical, but it's there. And we are working on it. Finance, we have been together in all this, and all the stakeholders, including those unions of teachers who are really patriotic and feel like, yes, something must be done for the teachers, but at the same time, nothing should be done to corrode or erode the duty and responsibility of a teacher towards the young people and towards the nation. The primary school teacher with a certificate gets at least 486,000. Then another person outside teaching, same level, earns 424,253. Again, the teacher is where? Higher. And then the certificate holder, the same. A primary school teacher with a certificate earns 568,166 per month, and another support staff somewhere earns 289,361. So it is not true that teachers have not been considered. or that, nobody takes serious charge of them. They are ridiculed. They don't. Government doesn't care about them. It does. And indeed, from the figures and facts which we have here, their pay is a lot higher than their counterparts at the same level. Now, many times, His Excellency the President has met representatives of the teachers in their unions, and they have talked, and out of this talking has resulted this pay rise over the years. So there is concern and sympathy and empathy for the teachers right up to the top level. You recall recently, I think we were here about a month ago or so, here, this particular pavilion, when again we were addressing the issue of pay rise for teachers. This time, teachers who teach art subjects. They created a union which is called the Uganda Professional Humanities Teachers Union. They met the president, they discussed their pay and enhancement, and even we came here, made a press briefing about the outcome of that meeting with the president. But generally it was agreed that first of all there's going to be a pay rise for them. A pay rise come the next financial year. And there's no doubt about that. There's no dispute about it. In any case, in 2018, government committed to itself to a pay rise, and we set the pay targets, and we are following that commitment. So it was agreed we're going to give a pay rise to the arts teachers. And there were a few other issues that were agreed on, which I will just comment on in passing. However, what was said, the pay rise is going to follow a phased approach. And next financial year, the arts teachers will get a pay rise amounting to 25% of the 77% where the other workers are. And this will be followed in another phase, until we hit the 77%. Then after that, we again move. It was agreed, the other cabinet meeting, that eventually the disparity there is, for instance, between arts and science teachers is going to end. We shall have one basic platform, and then if there's anything for science, it will just be what you might say call a science allowance. Like for instance, in the 60s, if somebody knew Kiswahili, a public servant, they were given a Kiswahili allowance. Was it of about 20 shillings? Yes, that time. If somebody worked in Karamoja, a civil servant, was given a Karamoja allowance. Just the equivalent of hard to reach. Yes, but the basic pay was the same level, same ladder, same. But because you're in Karamoja, you get. Now it's going to be the same thing, I think the same principle, that okay, for teachers or graduates or people, same level, they'll get same amount of money, basic, and then an extra allowance for that extra specialty. Government also agreed to look into the issue of accommodation of teachers, because this is very important. It helps in service delivery. And the program is being worked out to ensure that, again in phases, teachers are provided with accommodation. Government also agreed to examine whether it can waive pay as you earn from the teachers. They are looking at it. Ministry of Finance is looking at it to see its viability. But they are looking at it. We are waiting for the outcome and the recommendation they're going to make. Then that will inform the way forward. Government also agreed to look into the issue of providing tuition or sponsoring at least 4 biological children of a teacher in a secondary school or maybe a post-secondary institution. They are still examining that idea because it's a little bit complex, particularly where there are many spouses. Which one? Are you going to take one, or the first one, or the third one, or what? Is it going to be, across board? But also, more importantly, government committed to provide 20 billion shillings to the circle of the humanities teachers. And maybe you recall that the same commitment was made for UNATU. So you can see government now, there is that UNATU circle which was given 20 billion. Now the humanities circle is also going to get 20 billion. So, and in one sector, the teaching sector, therefore, is going to boast of 40 billion to assist them, progress, improve their welfare as they work. So when all this is said and done, does it show lack of concern by government? The teacher's pride? Or on the contrary, it shows, yes, serious concern and empathy. And it's not only just in words, it is in action. So after that discussion, we also agreed that we are going to work together, the unions and the teachers, to ensure that the commitment to pay enhancement is incorporated in the financial year 25-26, 26-27. And we shall continue enhancing in phases until we reach the 77% mark of the agreed or long-term pay targets.